perhaps even more disturbing tonight, a report out of Indiana. You may have seen this on The Factor. Wait until you hear where we're taking the story. The reports suggest that demons took over a family and their home. And Trace Gallagher has the details. Trace?
And Megan, the comparisons to Amityville are notable because it was just days after the Ammon family moved into their house. They say the horror began, the black flies swarming, children being levitated, shadowy figures pacing the house. Here's the mother, listen.
And I saw one like coming into full image. It was coming out of my closet. I've never seen it like that before. I would see the shadows. You know, but I've never seen it like how I'm looking at you and you're looking at me.
The family sought help, but between the horror stories, the kids missing school and being injured, the family doctor and child services got involved, with child services pointing the finger at mom, writing, quote, they believe the mother may have mental health concerns. They believe the children are performing for the mother and that she's encouraging the behavior. Then child services witnessed something that changed their view. The 9-year-old boy thrown against the wall with no one touching him. Then they write, quote, he had a weird grin on his face and began to walk backwards while the grandmother was holding his hand. He walked up the wall backwards. He flipped over and landed on his feet in front of the grandmother and sat down in the chair. Police also thought the story was a hoax until they went to the house and saw blinds dripping with oil and water where there was no source, and a mysterious figure in a window when no one was home. 37-year police veteran Captain Charles Austin saying, quote, every one of us who was there that day in the basement and who saw what we saw, we all think the same. We call it the same. That bit of dirt is a portal to hell. The family called a local priest, Father Michael Maginot, who was convinced demons had possessed the mother. He tried to contact the demons through 3 exorcisms. Here's the priest.
It was pretty much without incident until we get to the part of your name, and you asked for its name. Now, so far she's always been silent. So, and I said, is your name whatever? And then all of a sudden she started convulsing and such. So now once you have a name, you kind of attack it.
And after she convulsed, he believes the exorcism in the end was successful. Megan.
Trace, thank you. Joining us now, the reporter with the Indianapolis Star who wrote the initial story and conducted more than a dozen interviews on it. Marissa Kwiatkowski is with me now. Marissa, good to see you. Let me start with this. After all the interviews you did of independent third-party witnesses and so on, do you believe the story?
It's not my job to believe or disbelieve this story. I will leave that to others.
It's not your job, but what do you think? I'm asking you. I mean, were you persuaded at all?
It's not my job to be persuaded either way. My job is to report the facts as they were told to me and to let people draw their own conclusions, and I wrote it that way deliberately.
Well, let me ask you this. You've got a police captain saying he believes. Did you interview the people who claim to have seen the boy walking backwards up the wall?
I interviewed the registered nurse who witnessed or says he witnessed the boy walking backward up the wall. I did not interview the Department of Child Services caseworker. However, I had her report from that incident.
And did she claim to see it as well?
She claimed to see it as well, yes.
Do you have any reason to doubt their accounts? I mean, as a reporter, you always go in skeptical.
I think they believe it, yes.
Is there any reason that you uncovered to doubt them? In other words, any history of their relationship with the truth, any performance complaints, that kind of thing?
Good question. No, there weren't any sorts of situations that gave me pause. People in credible positions doing typical work and, nothing to report.
How many eyewitnesses were there to the so-called possessed behavior other than the mother? Because, the mother may or may not have had issues. There was a psychologist saying she's got some issues and the kids are basically performing for her. How many people outside of the family who are verifying these accounts?
You mean in the hospital or outside of the hospital?
Anybody outside of the family.
It would take me a bit of time to count, but at least 5 or 6 people who say they witnessed things that were strange.
Is there any audio or visual?
There are not audio or visual representations of the boy walking up the wall or the levitation. There are photos of things that police saw while they were in the home, but nothing, you know, no demons or paranormal or anything like that.
All right, we'll continue to follow it. Thanks for bringing it to our attention, Marissa. All the best.
Factor follow-up segment tonight. Last night, we told you about a 9-year-old Indiana boy who apparently was doing some very shocking things, so much so that exorcism was involved. The Indianapolis Star, that state's biggest newspaper, is heavily covering the story, and a captain in the Gary, Indiana Police Force, Charles Austin, says the situation is credible. That is incredible. Joining us now from Chicago, Father Michael Maginot, a Catholic priest who has been dealing with the situation. So, Father, I want to keep this fact-based, what you know, what you saw, what you did. Let's start with the boy. What do you know about him?
Actually, I have never met any of the children. The first time I heard about the incident was when, just after the boy walked up the wall backwards. There was a furor there, people running out, calling for the police, security, the chaplain. He called me. I was in my parish conducting a Bible study class, and I got the call because I was on call for the Catholic police chaplain who was off at that time. And they called me in to do an exorcism. And I said,
let me stop you there. Exorcism is a very rare and serious thing with the Catholic Church, and you have to go through a lot of hoops to get it approved, to get the people in. It disturbs me a little bit that the boy involved, and this is according to the newspaper and other eyewitnesses, you know, was doing incredible things like walking up walls and things like that. But you yourself never talked to the boy. Why not?
Well, when I went to do the interview at the home with the mother and the grandmother, it was a 4-hour interview. And the first 2 hours were basically just getting information of all the occurrences and phenomena that was surrounding everything leading up to that incident at the emergency room in the hospital.
The problem I'm having with this is, number one, you didn't see the boy. I think the credibility of the Catholic Church is in a tough way now in this country. Exorcism is a very serious thing, very, very serious. I understand you got permission from the bishop in your diocese to do this. But it just seems to me that the story is not solid enough to go public with it. And there are a lot of people watching right now that say this is more mumbo-jumbo from the Roman Catholic Church and no credibility here at all. How would you answer that?
Well, the 2 boys and the girl one was put into a lockdown psychological children's ward, and the other 2 were taken to the Carmelite sisters who take care of foster children. And so they were taken away from the parents and from the mother and the grandmother, and so I didn't have access to them. And I discovered in the investigation that the mother was also possessed. Mainly at the end, very end, I put the crucifix on her forehead and she began to convulse.
As a Catholic priest for many years, you believe that there is something unworldly involved with this family. You do believe that? All right, Father.
Yeah, I do.
I'm going to stop it there, and we appreciate your time
interest
very
about
much.
doing the story.
Well, when you hear about a woman and children possessed by demons, typically it's just the family that is giving that account. What made this story so unique is that you have people in credible positions, people who are police officers, a registered nurse. You have Department of Child Services caseworkers who say that they saw these things that they believe are the result of demon possession, and that's definitely different from a normal story of this topic. So
I was in the kitchen, and I was walking out of the kitchen. My grandson was up in the air, like you picked me up and threw me into this deep freezer. First, both of them was over here, and they kept doing this. My grandson's like, the other little one, my legs, grandma, my legs. I said, okay, I'm gonna hurry up. We gonna get out of here because something wrong with messing with you guys too much. He said, my legs is hurting. And then my other grandson was like, yeah, my legs hurting too, grandma. We gotta get out of here. And all of a sudden, he went to walk, and it tripped him. He hit it. He hit the floor. He's like, I'm okay, Grandma. I'm okay. I said, no, it's messing with you guys too much. We got to go. And I went in the kitchen just for a half a second and turned around and saw something, picked him up and throw him into this deep freezer, head first. And then turned around and threw him down like that. And my daughter's like, Ma, I told you, you got to watch him. I said, I can't watch everybody at the same time. It's like it moves too fast, you know? I'm watching this and watching that one, watching this one, and I'm looking up and backing me this one, the other one going crazy, and she's standing there doing this, holding her head because it's all in her head, and it gets in her hands get hot, her neck get hot, her feet get hot, then it's all over her. And then my granddaughter started crying because it's all chatting, and they was chatting, saying this evil chant, one after the other, just saying this crazy stuff. She's going to have to tell you what they were saying. They all started doing it. And I started talking to them, praying to them, telling them to stop it, stop it, stop it. Don't pray. Don't do that. Because I know it's the Satan chant. And they all three did it, one after the other. They never even heard of this stuff before. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And it just goes from one ordeal to another one. It's crazy. I'm like, this is unbelievable. I'm like, nobody's going to believe this, Toya. I knew it. I said, nobody. They want to think everybody's crazy. I knew it. And that's the first thing that came out of the doctor's mouth until he saw it get into my grandson, and he started going off. Because I saw it coming. I saw it. It was trying to come out before I brought them in the office. I kept them in the car with my daughter. When they came in, my daughter sat there and held them and kept praying over them, but it was trying to break loose in front of the doctor anyway. What it did was, once we came out, it started seeing all kind of crazy stuff, heels twisting, eyes rolling, the same way they usually do, and then his mouth looked crazy, it started twisting, and he started talking in tongues and stuff, and then it started cursing at you and saying evil stuff, and then it threw my grandson completely across the room as the nurses, and the doctor saw it, and he ran. The nurses were standing in the door, and they bagged up saying, oh my God, and they would not come back in the room. No nurse, no doctor. And after they did it, both the boys passed out. I was holding, my daughter was holding. We was praying, trying to make them wake up. They would not wake up for no reason. The doctor, I told my granddaughter to go get the doctor would not come back in the room. I came down here one time by myself, cleaning up, because my daughter was supposed to come with me, but this was messing with her real bad. And I have all kinds of sinus problems. But for some reason, I started coughing and choking and coughing and choking so bad, I couldn't breathe. And they would try to brush it off as mold, but I had the landlord to come down here and take care of the mold. And I was doing fine, but I was praying the whole time I was down here. And they don't like for us to pray. They don't like that at all. And I was walking around praying, washing, putting clothes in the dryer, take them to the kitchen, and start all over again. And something just started choking me so bad, like it just took, I coughed so hard, my back started hurting. Pain hit my back really bad. And my eyes was running, my nose was running, to the point I couldn't breathe. I had to get up out of here. I had to run upstairs. My godson was reading the Bible, and she was praying at the same time. And she said all of a sudden, he said something, felt like something was stabbing him in the stomach. He kept going, oh, stop it. I said, what did it do? He said, it was stabbing me in my stomach. And she told him to keep on reading the Bible, and the more he read, the more they would stab him in the stomach. Again, just punch, stab him like something real sharp. Mm-hmm. So they did it for so long, he came out, but before they came out, she said they saw something fly across the room. This was in here. This was over here in this box, because I knew where it was, because I packed this up. This was over here in this box, man, right here. Mm-hmm. My daughter and my godson said this flew across the room, blam, like that. They didn't even pick it up to see what it was. You see what it is?
Yeah, it's a Holy Family.
And my daughter, when she saw it, when I told you she saw it forming in the bedroom, she said it was coming out of her closet. She said it was standing there and she saw it full blown. She said, Ma, it looked like a scary, ugly, black monster. But she wouldn't say it in the house. She couldn't talk. She was like, I can't tell you. I can't tell you what I saw. I can't say it. I can't say it. I had to leave here, take her and get her hotel room, and sit her down and calm her down before she told me. I was like, what's the point? It followed us into the rooms. It started jumping. I noticed it was like horseflies on the inside porch, and this was, you know, the beginning of winter, so that was very odd to me. We would lock the basement door, and you would hear something hit the door, boom, and you would hear dogs barking. No dogs outside, no dogs wouldn't go look, no dogs.
One time, she woke up in the middle of the night, maybe like 3 in the morning, and they saw this shadowy figure pacing back and forth in the living room.
And I saw one like coming into full image. It was coming out of my closet. I've never seen it like that before. I would see the shadows, you know, but I've never seen it like how I'm looking at you and you're looking at me. You could see it stretching his stomach. And my grandson was crying, Grandma, help. And then I would go to his leg, and his leg was bulging. I'm like, oh my God, turn it up. It was bulging out of his arm. And they would probe and probe and probe and probe and ignore him.
Latoya took me inside the house and showed me different stuff. I didn't see anything that was relevant to what she said, even though other people did. So I was very skeptical. I just figured she owed me money and this is a fabricated story. And that's not strange to my walk of life. That does happen, you know. Like I said, if I'd heard it all, this is new one to me. And I told my daughter, I said, they're going to make it look like we are hurting the children. So we're going to have to get some help some kind of place, some kind of way. We got to convince somebody that this is actually going on.
This boy was in one of the emergency room areas. He was kind of growling, you know, and his grandmother was holding his hands and trying to coax him back. And all of a sudden, he started, you know, she was kind of backing him up and toward the wall, and then he started to walk up the wall backwards to get a flip over her head. And there was the psychologist and the social service worker in that room that saw that, and they ran out and got the security, and the security called the chaplain, and you know, he called me, and they got the police involved and all that.
Until he saw what the other one did when he went up that wall. Then he like, oh my God, this is impossible. Nobody can do this. Nobody.
There's 5 people that saw this happen, and they're, you know, different walks of life. That does change things a little bit. I find it hard to believe that all 5 of those people will say this just to be saying it.
We'll have to do an exorcism. It was pretty much without incident until we get to the part of your name, and you asked for its name. Now, so far, she's always been silent. So, and I said, is your name whatever? And then all of a sudden, she started convulsing and such. So now, once you have a name, you kind of attack it. You try everything. You know, you kind of go through the whole rite to see which things push the buttons of, you know, the entity, and once you found what does it, you keep on using it over and over. Whenever you would praise God in Latin, no reaction. But you start condemning the demon, you know, condemning, you know, the evil spirit, you know, all of a sudden she's reacting to that. And then you will go back, and the moment you go back to praising God, she would stop reacting. So I went through the whole rite, and then finally went the second time, you know, and then it was just focusing on the condemnations part. And that was kind of riling up. I think I even went a third time. But you could tell it was kind of weakening, and then eventually she fell asleep again.
Demons can actually possess you, use you, so you can give them souls, you know, and they make you take your own life, you know. So, I mean, it's real, and a lot of people don't think about it. They live their lives day to day, and you never think that it would be your